All right, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Marley G, back at y'all with another episode. I got my main man, Marlon, and my main man, Brian, on the show with me again. Man, we're gonna have to get into this Saints QB competition, man. This Jaguars game versus the Saints at home. I was at work actually, so man, y'all tell me what did I miss, man. I'm on my Drake shit today, man. Y'all gotta just let me know what I missed and basically just tell me your thoughts. We're gonna have to start with you, Brian. So far, before we get into the game itself, man, what you thinking about the actual quarterback competition between Spence Rattler and Tyler Shuck so far, man? From week one going into week two, man, with the final stats.
I mean, I think, man, it's kind of crazy that it kind of looks like a reverse of what happened last year, right? You had Jake was the incumbent, Spencer comes in as the rookie, Jake starts, Spencer comes in off the bench, all of a sudden he looks real good. The following week, Spencer starts and he doesn't look as good. So then, there's Jake comes off the bench and he looks better. So the competition continues until another week. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing now. Tyler is basically doing the Spencer what Spencer did to Jake last year. The problem is that Jake is the number 40th overall pick. He's the coach's hand-picked quarterback. So when you have that type of situation, it's wild as hell when you really think about it that there's even a competition there. It really should be Jake's job at this point, but Jake couldn't separate, so that kind of makes the 40th pick look bad because what you have now is you have a situation to where if Jake doesn't win the starting job, you wasted the 40th pick because he's not going to see the field unless Spencer gets hurt. And the way Spencer play ball, man, I mean, you basically have to carry
You
him off
mean
on a
you mean
stretcher in
Tyler?
order for him. Yeah, Tyler, I'm sorry. The way
Yeah,
Spencer
yeah,
play
yeah.
ball, man, it's hard to see him, man, just giving up that job just like that. You have to carry him off on a stretcher. So excuse me for that, man. But yeah, but with Tyler, man, it's the problem that he's the 40th pick. It's a wasted pick if he doesn't play this season because of his age, his injury history, and the idea of the Saints don't really have that kind of time to wait. I mean, either you starting Tyler and seeing what he got, or if he's on the bench this whole season, by the time next season rolls around and you got an early pick, you picking a quarterback anyway. So now Tyler never sees the field. I'm sorry, yeah, Tyler never sees the field.
Mm.
So it's
Uh,
just a hell of a situation, man, to be in. If you Kellen Moore, man, the tie goes to Tyler, but at this point, I don't think it's a tie anymore. I think if there's anything you could say you missed from today, is that Spencer wrapped up the starting job.
yeah, man, I did see that last final drive that he executed. What you think about the QB competition so far after 2 weeks, Marlon?
The Saints don't got a quarterback. That's really what I think. Cause like, I mean, I don't know. Cause like
Mm.
I thought Shuck looked better last week, but I thought Rattler looked better today. And I think if you take the overall of the two, Rattler looked better. Like, and I'm one. I don't really think Rattler's a starting quarterback. Like for any team that's serious, I don't think he's a quarterback. But like they also took Shuck, and I know Andy's old, and like if it's close, they probably gonna give it to him because it's probably gonna be him versus the quarterbacks in the draft next year. Um, if you ask me to pick today, like not like just gonna be unbiased and all that, like I would get an edge to. I would give me personally, I'll get an edge to Rattler based off the first through 2 weeks, and then like from all what we heard in the preseason with the, or in training camp with the practices, I will give the edge to Rattler. Um, maybe something happens next week where they decided, but with the way preseason is going now, you don't really see QB battles go down to week 3 of a preseason game. Like the game next week is really like I'm not even gonna say it's a dress rehearsal. It's like a you just letting guys that's trying to make the roster play, but we might still be having a QB battle because, like, I'm just thinking of other like a team like the Colts, they're gonna pick their quarterback this week. That's who they're gonna roll with at least to start the season. But like, we're probably still gonna be in a battle, and that's rare to see. But um, if I had to get an edge, like to somebody right now, I would give it to Rattler. I thought that like the pick was not on him. Like after watching it further, I would have gave him like a high B plus, like his performance today. So like just watching it further, like the pick wasn't on him. I thought he played pretty well. He pushed the ball down the field. Like it wasn't a lot of check downs. It was check downs initially, but like if he want to win this, because the odds stacked against him anyway, just because Shuck was Kellen's pick. So like and he was picked 40, and Rattler was like picked 145. So the odds was always stacked against him. But today he played in a way he played like a brand of football that like he needs to play if he wants to actually get the nod first and get the job first. Because I think if Shuck is the initial starter week 1, I don't think that they're pulling him. I think they're gonna play him all 17. So
Mm.
that's why, like, if Rattler wants the job, he has to take it. And I thought today was a like I thought he did a good job in it. Now I don't think Shuck played bad. I thought he played decent, but like the stuff that you see that was bad on Shuck is like when pressure get, and it's the same thing that's always gonna be like the issue. When pressure gets near him, it just looked really off. And that's my one like complaint with him is like when pressure gets to him. That's why, like I said,
Didn't
I
we have
wouldn't
a
draft him.
quarterback like that? Didn't we have a quarterback like that? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's why you. It's kind of. I don't know if I would take a guy that ever suffered broken bones on the body because they don't. Everybody is not Joe Burrow or Tom Brady and have the mind frame to come back from that. But
Mm.
I know, like again, like I said, Shuck didn't play bad, but he didn't win it either. And on that third drive, like Olave showed the drive, he got to catch that ball because that he had room to run too if he would have caught that. Because if you make a guy miss, you can score. But I don't think he could have won the job today, but he didn't.
So what about the wide receivers? Like did Olave and Shaheed started today, right?
Yeah.
How did they look? They went out there with Tyler first, right? How did they look out there?
I think Shaheed and Olave, I think they're gonna get used a lot because I think that's in the top three. I think that's the guys you can count on. I thought Olave looked good other than the drop. I thought Shaheed looked good. He had like 3 targets. He caught them for like 15 yards. I think Olave, he had four. One of them was a shuck pass. It was a little bit overthrown, but he put it to where like only he can get it. It was just a little too much in front of him. And then he caught the next two. He showed run after the catch. He wasn't wearing that what they call that guardian cap, which kind of surprised me.
Yeah.
And then like I said on the fourth target, which was third down, he got to catch that because that was a third down conversion. Then probably would have got like it would have got at least 15 yards, if not more, because he had room to run with the angle and his speed too. So, but I think that I think they're gonna be straight. I do think, like I said, we still missing that one bigger body receiver, but I
Mm.
mean that's on them. And I thought the tight end, they had the backup tight end played. He had a great catch, a great contested catch. But I mean, no, we don't got a lot of weapons, so we gonna need them too. We're gonna need Elvin. If you ask me about who looked the best, I think Kendrick Miller looked really good. I'm gonna give him his credit. He looked different.
Mm.
If they can move somebody in the offensive line, his stat line will look way better. Like I know they say he only averaged 3.5 yards a carry. You can ask B. He looked way better. Like since he getting all them yards after contact.
Mm.
I
Let
mean,
me see. Jason K says Rattler is better in the pocket than Shuck. He doesn't stare down his receivers like Shuck does either. I've been saying this. Rattler is our guy. Man, it's a neck and neck competition right now. But I think by Shuck being number 40, if it's neck and neck, he gonna by default win the job. So I think Spencer gonna have to come away with the win. But the only problem is we ain't got full preseason games no more. Like I'm not sure if they're gonna have a lot of snaps in this last game. They probably let Jake go out there the whole game in week 3, right?
If it was me,
you,
oh, you gotta be. My fault.
nah, go ahead, fam. Go ahead, fam. I'm good.
If it was me, I'm doing it simple. I'm gonna go. Now I wouldn't play like again. I probably wouldn't play starters. Like I probably wouldn't play Elvin. Might not even play Kendrick at this point because I think we so low on depth. I don't think I'll play Olave or Shaheed. But like I'm giving Shucks a quarter. I'm giving Rattler a quarter. Might start Rattler, but I'm giving him a quarter, and then Jake can just finish it.
Hmm. What you got, B?
Nah, I'm with Rainer on this one, man. I don't really think I would say this. Whomever you deemed as your starting quarterback, that's the guy that you pull in this game. So if Rattler plays, I'm guessing Shuck is the starter. And I mean, maybe I'm wrong on my assessment with that, but I would think that you would have your starter more focused on what happens week 1 versus Arizona than what the hell they doing in the third preseason game, enough for them to suffer an injury or anything, for that matter. So for me, yeah, I'm with Rainey. I definitely think, man, Jake should get the bulk of the snaps. Maybe you see what you got in Decker this week, let him get the rest of them or whatever like that. And if, I think this is something that doesn't get discussed very often, but there's no crime against Kellen Moore playing both quarterbacks. So if he wants to do a 2 QB system, I'm not saying he should, but if he wants to do a 2 QB system, I don't really see anybody telling him he can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think that kind of lies in with that. When it comes to the weapons and stuff like that, I agree, man. I think Olave, Shaheed, I think those boys, Cooks is another one. I think they'll be ready for the season. The problem is the Saints lead the league in 6-foot receivers, so they still don't have that big body dude. Mason Tipton is another one that just added to the list, another 6-foot wide receiver that can get
Yeah,
downfield
he
for you.
5'10".
You know what I'm
He's
saying? So
smaller than all of
yeah.
them.
So it's great that you got all this speed out there. So you could death by 1,000 cuts. You could run slants all day, slants and post all day. But the problem is you don't have that big body threat. And normally you can be able to kind of maybe pacify that with the idea of you got all this speed on the outside, but you got a big 6'7" tight end. Well, the Saints don't even have that either. So there's really nothing that you can do to kind of I guess balance out the idea that you don't have a big body wide receiver out there. Kendra does look good. He looks really good. So for me, if I'm picking, and I think Kellen Moore said he would keep 4, possibly 5 running backs. We know AK is on there. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I think Velus Jones Jr. I think he made the team. So I think AK, Velus, Kendra, and then you can really kind of toss up between guys like Cam Akers and Clyde Edwards-Helaire at this point, man. So my vote to see, I've seen Cam Akers a hell of a lot more than I've seen Clyde. I'm thinking, man, it might be Cam Akers. That's your 4 running backs. So
I think
uh
Clyde looked better than Cam.
I think so too. But when you're looking at the amount of snaps that Cam getting, man, it make me feel like they kind of want to see more from him because they want to keep him. At this point, man, like I think Clyde outplayed him, but it doesn't mean that the coaches are going to see it that way. Ain't no way in the world Cam Akers as a veteran should be even still in the game at that point. He's in that late third, late fourth quarter, man. I mean early fourth quarter. Ain't no way in the world Cam Akers should be out there getting snaps. Not
Both
for
of them
too
got a
early
Super
like
Bowl,
that.
huh?
I want to say yeah, he got it with the Rams if I'm not mistaken.
Mm. Well,
So
that's
even if he
probably
didn't play, he still was on the squad with him.
yeah, that's probably why they be favoring Super Bowl winners and team captains and stuff like that over the guys who just got
Pure
the talent.
talent. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the Saints' big problems.
B. I'm gonna go ahead on and say, like, when it comes to 2 QB system, like for those who don't know what that is, I'll admit I don't even know what that is. The only thing I could think of is like when we was having Drew Brees and Taysom, like what is a 2 QB system, and like has it ever been effective?
I mean, I'm not gonna say it's been effective, but unless you're running it like the Drew Brees, Taysom Hill, when you had your your running QB come out, man. Your running B come out there, take a couple of snaps. So I'm not gonna say it works,
I
but it
don't think
doesn't
it's
mean that it can't.
ain't that big of a difference between both of these guys' athleticism to me, though.
I agree with you, and that's the thing, man. It's like what I'm saying is that you don't necessarily have to pick one quarterback to start, and you can still let them battle it out during the season if they wanted to. I wouldn't agree with that method. I think it'd be stupid for you to try it, but it's not to say that Kellen Moore won't do it. It's not to say that Shuck might not go out there for 2.5 series or whatever like that. They punt the ball, come back out there. Spencer's out there. He gets another 2. It's like there's no. It used to be the NFL said you couldn't do that. Now there's no such thing. You can do that all day long if you wanted to. The last person I want to say ran that might have been Steve Spurrier some years ago, man, when he came into the league. But he might have been the last person to really run that system like that. I don't particularly like it. I think you might as well roll with one of the guys because the team is gonna suck anyway, so it doesn't matter really what you do. But what I'm basically trying to lay the foundation is it wouldn't shock me to see that happen. I saw one of the comments come by, man, and it said something like, why does Spencer Rattler get so much hype for a 5th-round pick? And I'm trying to find out where the hell you've been watching TV at, because I don't really think Spencer Rattler gets a lot of hype for somebody that's 0-7 and inconsistent. Okay, let's start here. 0-7. That's nonsense because he didn't start one of those games. You want to say he 0-6? All right, I got you. He came in one of those games, so he's not 0-7. And most importantly, where the hell is the hype coming from? It's the idea of everybody's excited that Derek Carr is gone. It wouldn't have mattered if they put a pack of Skittles back there at quarterback. We still was going to celebrate because Carr was gone. And secondly, it's the idea if it's not hype, you drafted a quarterback with the 40th pick, who's exactly like that fifth round pick that you're talking about that went 0-7, although that's incorrect and inconsistent. That same quarterback that you just drafted is exactly what you already had. It's kind of like being out and your mama telling you you got McDonald's at home already because she already cooked. So it's the exact same thing. You're basically going to buy a burger and fries when you already got burgers and fries at home. That's exactly what the Saints did. There's no such thing as hype around Spencer Rattler. That's the idea of you could have took that 40th pick and put it on something else. I don't know why y'all bitch cry, moan, and complain about the idea that people may happen to like Spencer, but you can like Spencer, you can like Tyler, you can like Jake. There's no crime in whoever you want to pick. It's only the bitches out here crying about who's, about a quarterback that they don't want to support.
All right. Well, while you cooking, B, let me go ahead on the action. Briefly, just touch on what you thought about the week 1 game because I wasn't able to get you on the show after that game. So you could just go ahead on and just touch on that. What your thoughts was, who you seen stood out, and then just tell me overall what you thought about this game. Did you see any players that stuck out consistently from week 1 to week 2? Do you see anybody who you just feel like not going to make the team? Is any plays that you can remember today from the game that you just see? Okay, man, this dude right here, he got a chance to knocking on this roster.
Yeah, I think I named well, first of all, I'm gonna do from week 1. I'm gonna start there, man. I really think the underlying factor that I walked away with was the Saints don't have depth, which is what I already knew going into the season anyway. They weren't going to have depth, and that the starters were going to have to play and stay healthy the entire season. So I took away that from week 1. I'm looking at the same thing in week 2. The Saints really don't have depth. They really have some holes that have to be filled. And there's a lot of areas in which Mickey Loomis kind of just said, you know what, we're just going to run with the guys that we have. And for the life of me, I can't understand that because it's not like there isn't a glaring hole. Like there's a glaring hole at the tight end position. We know this. Everybody can see it. But the Saints just seem like they don't want to truly address it. There's a glaring hole at not having a big body wide receiver. They don't want to address it. You brought in, I believe it was Justin Ross the other day for a tryout or whatever like that. Still nothing. Gabe Davis was available at one time. Still nothing. You've got some of these older veterans that are around. They haven't really addressed the position. And on top of that, while you're still dying for more weapons for these young quarterbacks to use, no matter who they may be, it could be Spencer, it can be Tyler, it can be either one of those guys, but you don't have the weapons truly for them to be at their best. On top of that, your offensive line is crumbling. So, you haven't played McCoy just yet, which makes me feel like either he's hurt or they really just don't want to see him because they already know what they got in him. And I tend to think that you want to have your young quarterback getting snaps from the starting center. Maybe that's just me. That being
Mhm.
said, man, I just think the Saints don't have the depth on offense, on defense. They just don't have it. So the starters better remain healthy. They better go get a witch doctor. They better, run some sage up in the locker room or something because they don't have the depth to sustain. I saw the same thing again today. As far as young guys, I'm loving on Bayless Jones Jr. I love what I'm seeing out of a guy like Jonas Sanker, man, who made the kind of the game clutching play today. I love the linebackers, both the young guys, Jalen Ford and the number one stunner man, Danny Stutzman. I'm liking what
Mhm.
I'm seeing from those guys. And another guy playing defensive tackle that didn't get a lot of run last year, Christian Boyd. I can't wait to see what he can continue to do in the middle because if they can get something out of him, that's the Gacho replacement, if you want to call him that. Big body in the middle, we eat up those 2 blocks to let Demario and the rest of those linebackers run free, man. So for me, that's pretty much what I'm seeing so far, man. I think Quincy Riley might be something if he can learn to stay away from the double moves, man. They spinning him every which kind of way they want to out there, but I think he has the ability to recover so it doesn't look as bad. So that's my
Mhm.
takeaway, man, on it so far. Young guys, some of the young guys looking good, man. The veterans, need to step up and stay healthy. But other than that, that's where we at with it.
Mhm. All right, what about you, Marlon? Like, what's your takeaway from today's game? Like, anybody that's sticking out consistently to you, anybody that you just feel like,
Um,
man, they probably got their meal ticket up out of New Orleans. Like, let me
obviously Isaiah Foskey, probably one more game to ever watch him in a Saints uniform. Thank God. Um, the Saints got a Cesar Ruiz problem to like the highest degree. Um,
Mm,
I would I would flat out fucking cut him and take the cap hit next year and just free the money because I think he give replacement level type football out there. But like speaking positive on some other guys, like I think obviously, we don't have any depth at all. Incomplete wide receiver room, missing a body type, incomplete tight end, or just a bad tight end room. Um, I think Kendrick Miller looked good. I don't know who the Saints guards are. I'm confident in the tackles uh growing, and I'm obviously Eric McCoy by far the best player on the Saints team. You just gotta hope he play every game. Defensively, I thought Shanker looked good. I'm glad that Jalen Ford looked good. I actually thought he might have made the team today. Because I think that if you watch the game, Isaiah Foskey was bad, but like I think the worst player on the field defensively for the Saints, other than Foskey, was DeMarco Jackson, and Jalen Ford had a good game. So I think that he possibly made the team today, which is good because we need these guys on rookie contracts to make the team with multiple years on it. So like I'll root for players specifically like him and Christian Boyd to make the team. Um, and like I said, Sanker, Stutzman, like the rookies, you see some promise out of them, and that's all you really want.
Did Reed and Blackman
Even
play?
nah, they didn't play.
Hmm. I'm hearing Blackman doing good out there. So
Yeah,
I mean,
Blackman doing good. Blackman, when he out there, he ball, man. So you
Yeah,
good on
I
that.
think I think the safety room is a lot better than last year. I think with Sanker as a three, Reed as a starter, who else? Blackman as a starter, and then you got your fourth to probably be your fourth safety probably be like Howard and then JT Gray, but Sanker is the three, getting more reps, and the Saints play a lot of three safety looks. So like I just think it's a better room than last year.
hmm. B, how you feeling about Kellen Moore so far in these two preseason games? Like, are you seeing anything you worried about? Are you seeing anything you're liking? Like, give me your take on Kellen Moore so far as
I
the
mean,
Saints head coach.
to be honest with you, bro, I don't really know what we're seeing at this point because I like the idea that the offense has been pretty much vanilla. It's just been like, look, man, we're gonna line up, we're gonna run a few things that we feel like y'all comfortable with, but I don't think Kellen Moore has even opened up the playbook yet. To be honest with you, I think we're gonna kind of see him kind of unfold the offense. We're not gonna really see Kellen Moore start hitting his stride. I think to like week 5, week 6, when we see his play calling ability really get in there, because everything right now has kind of been dumbed down and dialed down because you got two young quarterbacks out there. So for me,
Hmm.
I think it's going to take a comfort level. As far as seeing something I don't like, there's really nothing there for me to not like because I have no expectations. He playing with house money to me. So if Kellen go out there and they start 0-6, who's really going to say they're surprised at it? Because you look at the quarterback situation, the offensive line. Rainey mentioned Ruiz a moment ago. The problem is you can't cut Ruiz because you got Pennon on the other side, and you don't really know what he is just yet. So if you cut, you cut him, even a little young rookie, they kind of find. Good lord, I can't pronounce the little cat's young name, but it's the new little young offensive line rookie that they've been playing at center. You maybe can flip him over to guard man on one of the guard spots, but that still leaves you open at the other one. So, like, here's the crazy thing about Ruiz, man. If the best thing you could say about a player, him and Penning both, is that they've been healthy, that's really not a good. That's not a ringing endorsement right there, man. So, for me, I'm I'm kind of where Randy is with it, man. I think that if I don't think Kellen Moore is a bad quarterback at all, bro. I mean, excuse me, coach at all. I don't think he has the quarterbacks right now to run what he wants to run. So it's gonna take some time to unfold and see what the offense has. There's really nothing not to like right now because we haven't seen anything to like or dislike. Like even
Hmm.
his game management hasn't been bad because he hasn't been put in those situations. The only knock I can say that I see most fans having with Kellen is the idea of the play calling doesn't seem like it's being distributed evenly between the two quarterbacks and their strengths. Like last week, we saw Tyler get a chance to come in before the second half and run the 2 minute drill. We didn't really get a chance to see that with Spencer early, but thankfully he got that chance late. So I think if there's anything, there's a disparity in the way fans see how the play calling is going, depending on the quarterback that's in there.
Hmm. What do you think, Marlon?
Oh, about what? About Kellen Moore?
Yeah, Kellen Moore and the play calling between the two quarterbacks.
Yeah, I don't really see no difference in the play call, me personally, but I mean, I'm just looking. I haven't seen anything that turned me off from Kellen yet. He ain't pissed me off or nothing. Like I said, I'm still on the same timing with Kellen. I know what he inherited. I know that they got here to a rebuild point, but I still, like I said, I know what he inherited. I'll be back. I'll judge in 2027. But other than right now, I'm gonna get that man his time because no, this a bad roster, and they basically shit. They the worst team in the league. So
Mm,
when you that like I can't like I seen somebody complaining about um like certain guys not playing. I'm like, bro, it's the preseason and we at the start of a rebuild. Like, what are we complaining for? Just watch the game.
mm,
Um, and like I said, I'm just gonna be patient with them. I
mm,
do gotta start seeing. I do want to see growth at a certain point, but
mm,
I think that if they hit 3 wins this year, that's right where I'm at. So like, I'm not about to like kill them. You just you don't want to be like if you told me the Saints was a 3-win team, but they was an entertaining 3-win team, that would be fine with me. Just don't be boring with it.
mm. Kobe Johnson says, how do y'all feel about Diggs?
Oh, for Dale
Love,
Diggs.
Yeah.
love, not like.
I think he played with. I think he played how you want to sit around in the play. Just play hard, man. I think that's the thing with why I don't like Fauci. Not only do you suck, you like literally don't play hard. You get he get no like I don't if you just like sat down and watched the game today, you didn't see him off. He
Mm,
has no moves at all. But it's not the fact that he has no moves. He rushes with a bull rush and then he just stops. When it's blocked easily, he just stops. So it's like the guy just the offensive lineman can just engage with his hands and he don't even gotta like make a probably push a lot of force. Like he gonna help the offensive lineman damn near. So I think that's the thing that's like really bad. Like if you're not a good player, bro, at least play hard. And that's why people hate Fauci. Like he sucks at football, and then he don't even play with no effort when you like see him out there.
Nah, he ain't like Rain ain't lying, bro. I mean, there's no backside pursuit. There are no chase downs. There's simply I'm gonna rush upfield. I'm gonna give you 3, 4 steps. Once that's over, I'm quitting on the play. I'm done. I mean, that's pretty much how he plays the game. So when you see him, you all you seeing is the back of his jersey. You seeing 55, but that's because the camera panning off to the rest of the play. He kind of looked like he walking off to the sidelines, man. Like the dude just he's whatever he was at Notre Dame. It had to be a mirage. It had to be like nobody else was out there because ain't no way in the world, bro. You this bad. I mean,
mm,
he's Michael Sam levels of bad right now.
mm.
See, Michael Sam had sack production, man.
Yeah, man.
Pause on
Pause.
that. Pause. Yeah. Pause. But, like
Whoa.
he my fault.
You got too much
He
dip on your chip over there, partner.
man, but he
Hey.
had more production than Fauci, man. He was a 6th round pick.
Mm,
Like he at least got a
mm,
damn NFL stat
mm.
or
Yeah.
pressure.
And
And I
for the
think that's
love,
the crazy thing, man. Like they're like to me, you can see an indictment on Foskey by the way that they're playing him because they played him the first game week one they played him the full game. He didn't record a single stat, and the second game I don't remember him recording a single
He
stat.
had
That's two
two.
games in a row. Yeah, two
He
today.
had 2 tackles, but it's like it's a tackle way upfield. Like the nigga don't do nothing, bro. He don't get no tackles for loss. He don't affect no run play. Like I'll give you a perfect example. Jalen Ford before he got the pick, and he was due for that play. He had like 2 plays where he got in the backfield. He just couldn't get
Yeah,
the tackle. Like, and I know that's a linebacker versus an end, but like he at least was affecting the play. He was like on the verge of making a play. Like Fauci just like he just out the play. Like it's 10 on 11 football with him.
it
mm,
really is, man. It's crazy out there, bro. I'm with Rain. I think at some point you got to just cut bait.
mm. Kobe
I don't think he
Johnson.
on the roster. I don't think he on the roster at all.
Kobe Johnson said, "Be preaching." Shit. Yeah. I meant to say, B. Yeah, I was trying to get you to retweet it so your audience could come up in here and listen to what you got to say. I know you got a lot of people like to hear you speak on the Saints and stuff. So I'm trying to get you to
Yeah,
go ahead on
I
and
missed it, fam. I'm gonna try to see if I can log on. I don't have my other phone no more, man. I'm
oh.
down to
Well,
one.
it's cool. You just do it afterwards. I was
Yeah.
trying to get them to get up in here for when I get everybody to ask y'all questions and stuff. But yeah, man, for the life of me, y'all, please, when y'all see Isaiah Foskey this next game and y'all just feel like he's gonna get cut, Do not go up in there on Twitter and tell that man get his CDL. We see too many wrecks on this road right now. Everybody ain't meant for no CDL if they can't play no sport.
Man,
B
look,
can tell you that.
I get so aggravated when I see that, man. And don't get me wrong, I get the joke. I get the joke. But I'm telling you, as a driver, I don't want to see these cats out here, man. I just, just witnessed, man, somebody making a U-turn, man, and an 18 wheeler, bro, that was an authorized lane only on the middle of the interstate. Cost 3 lives, man. Like, y'all gotta stop telling these people come get their CDL, bro. They can't handle it.
Yeah.
It's an animal out here.
It's definitely not for everybody, man. But man, what y'all do, do y'all like what y'all seeing out of Staley so far, the defensive coordinator? Like, how y'all feeling about the schemes we running? I know it's vanilla right now, but can y'all see when he, start stepping the game up, given the talent that he had when he took that team with the Rams that they had? Because a lot of people feel like we're gonna have a good defense. Do y'all think he could really be, had his defense in the top 15?
Top
uh,
15, I don't know. I think that's pressing it. And the reason why I say no is because at some point your offense has to help your defense. And I don't know if the
Yeah.
Saints offense can. So even if the Saints defense plays well for 3.5 quarters, at some point the dam gonna break, the flood's gonna open, and the Saints offense, Saints defense gonna cave in and gonna look like they gave up 30 points, even though that's not what really happened. They kept the game close, and all of a sudden, bow, 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 game over with. It's a player here, there, man, and the ending score gonna look worse than it is. So for me, I'm like, nah, maybe not top 15, but I will say this: it's the same thing I feel offensively. I think they're building a really good foundation with the pieces that they have. I think Staley is a good defensive mind. You can see it in the way guys are starting to play with him. Play for him. I think Chase Young is going to have a breakout year. The problem with Chase Young is there's nobody on the opposite side yet. I can tell you, I think Chase going to have a good year. I can't tell you I think the same thing from Granderson. I can tell you I think Brzee gonna have a decent year as far as being able to affect the passer. Who's gonna be opposite him? Because I can't tell you that about Cam. So it's kind of like that's the problem. It's like you got one side taken care of, but not the other. The
you
strongest part
think
of the Saints right now is the linebackers.
you think you think Chase Young better than Granderson?
I didn't say better. I say I think Chase Young gonna have a better year than Granderson. Like I'm seeing Chase Young be able to do it. I can't tell you Granderson gonna do it. Like I can see it from Chase right now. So I don't think Chase is a better player. I don't think he's a worse player. I think they pretty much even, and that shouldn't be it because Granderson was, an undrafted rookie at some point, so they shouldn't be even.
Okay, so with the 3-4 defense, that's what we're running, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the people who don't know, what's mainly gonna be Chase job? Because if he's gonna be in, he's gonna be one of three, and if he's gonna be a linebacker, he's gonna be one of four. So what's mainly gonna be his job? I pretty much think Granderson's still gonna have the same duties, right?
No, neither one of them.
Okay,
Both of
so
them they're gonna play. They're gonna play the exact same, but on opposite ends. They both gonna play linebacker spots, but they're gonna be hybrid linebackers. So they're gonna be a cross between a linebacker and an end. You might see them get up to the line of scrimmage, and even though it's a 3-4 defense and the way they're running it, it's gonna be a 4-man front because you'll have four dudes on the line. And that could be Granderson on one play. It could be Chase. It could be both of them, and they go five out there. But I mean, it's essentially, they're gonna have pass rush duties, but they also gonna have coverage duties as well. Something they probably didn't have to do when their hand was in the dirt as much.
Yeah, they're
Now
gonna
it's
have to
gonna
check
open
the
up a little
flat.
bit more. Yeah. And
mm,
what you basically gonna have is imagine you flip the field and you got Kellen on one side, coaching Staley on the other side. You got the same players. Well, here's the matchup nightmare. Do you really want Chase Young on Alvin Kamara? Because that's gonna be a matchup we see often.
Or
And
do you
can
want
Chase handle it?
or do you want so like say I'll give you perfect like you said, Elvin Kamara. I'm gonna put this fast because I think if you watch how Kellen Moore use his guys, Kellen Moore like to put his best two receivers in the slot. So say if like another team game planning for us, do you want 4-3 Olave and damn near 4-2, like a 4-3 Olave that run a 4-3 and Shaheed that run a 4-2, like Granderson might have to check that. Granderson or they might have to cover that in the flat if you line them up in the slot. Like that's the new thing with they role as like that outside linebacker. You got to drop in coverage and stuff like that. So that's gonna take some time to get adjusted to
mm.
Yeah, it's
because
it's
like
gonna be some. Yeah, go ahead, Rainy. My
we
bad, bro.
play like yeah we okay I'll give you a perfect example. We played Seattle in week 3 Jackson, Smith, and Jigba line up in the slot. It's gonna be some times where like JSN gonna have like Chase Young on him, and that's just advantage JSN. And you just want to see like how they
Man, we
can
about to get 8 of. Well, at least,
yeah.
well,
And
it,
and
it, it
that's
depends.
why the front three is so important, man, because they got to be able to kind of slow that down a little bit, man, by getting into those passing lanes. And so it's not going to be ideal, but like I said, I think sometimes you're going to win that matchup, sometimes you won't. And they can all they don't have the thing about defenses now, man, is that they don't system like 3-4 is just a base defense. That don't mean that's what they got to run. Like it might be a
Yeah,
three
they're gonna
four
be playing a
and
lot of
yeah,
nickel, man. It's gonna be a
nickel.
3-4 nickel.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of nickel out there, man. Like that's why
Mm.
Rainey mentioned earlier they're gonna play a lot of three safeties. They're gonna play a lot of stuff where they bring in Alante and they're gonna take him from the outside, move him inside. They're gonna put a guy like not Ugo Amadi, man. What's the other one?
Anchor,
No, not Sanka, the other cornerback. The other corner they got out there. Ike Ike
Wiley, or
Ike Adam.
Yainem.
Yeah, Ike Adam. That's him, man.
Mm.
So you'll put Yadam on the outside, you'll move Alante more on the inside. So they're gonna play a lot of those nickel looks, man. So for me, I just feel like the front three are gonna be extremely important. Goshaw, Cam, and Brazil, they're gonna have to be able to affect the quarterback. Or if it's Shepard and Bink out there, man, you're gonna have to be able to move them bodies around to affect the quarterback. Because in the minute you give them enough time, that's ball game because they're gonna find their matchups because you got linebackers out there that shouldn't be in coverage. Part two of that is if the Saints see a running quarterback, it's game over. That's one of the things. If you ask me from week one, that made me frightful for week one of the regular
Oh,
season.
Trey Lance.
Man, watching Trey Lance run through them boys and it's gonna be crazy, especially like because Trevor Lawrence didn't even try to take off today. He didn't have to. But if Trevor Lawrence, 6'6" would have took off, man, that damn giraffe would have been downfield before anybody looked. You know what I'm saying? So now we got to worry about Kyler Murray coming up week one, and that's where the game plan starts. And I don't know how you try to contain Kyler Murray.
And if you, I tell any people like a lot of people they think we can win week one. I'm not saying we can lose, but I know I like Arizona. I like how they was building their team. Kyler Murray to me the guy that got to answer the questions. But if
Yeah,
it's one thing I know about Kyler Murray in week one is like really, really, really good. And that concerned me. Him and the tight end, like just looking at the matchup in 3 weeks, like and knowing Kyler Murray history in week one, that dude really good. And then like the Saints defense fell so far to me last year. Like a lot of this stuff, they just got to show me. Like if they defense finished 25th, that's like expected to me because I view it as like a bottom tier defense right now. Because I don't even think they got a lot of the players that you need for a 3-4. But like obviously you want them to play better, but like a lot of the stuff is all projection. Like they got to show me. Like they got to show. I haven't seen the Saints stop a running quarterback in years. Like so they have to, like I said, just show me that you can do it. I don't want
got,
to. I don't want to hear about it. I need to see it.
got Staley and Dennis Allen doing the Spider-Man meme right now, man. Running quarterbacks and tight ends and stuff, bro. But
And shit, we see two top three tight ends the first 2 weeks.
mm. And then with the linebackers, I'm pretty it should be what Demario Studsman and what's the other dude name?
Pete
Is Pete
Werner.
Werner? Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with that.
I think if there's any position of strength right now that can survive right now, it is the linebackers. Like, what I'm saying? Like, God forbid, but if DeMario has to miss, 2 weeks because his wife is having a baby or something like that, man, that you feel comfortable knowing Stutzman or Pete Werner can step in and kind of handle business. I like what I'm seeing out of a young Jalen Ford, man, trying to, earn his stripes. I like what I'm seeing out of Stutzman, so I'm liking a young, then there's still like guys like Nephi Sewell, Sewell and stuff like that, man. Like these are young guys that I think can step in and play some quality snaps right now. I think if there's any position that you can question right now, it's the outside linebacker spot. And that's what we were talking about a moment ago with Chase Young and Carl Granderson, man, in those outside spots because there really ain't no duplicating 6'5", 6'6", 275 that can still move like that. Ain't no duplicating that.
Hmm.
and then like one thing, like even when
Well,
those guys get,
go ahead, Marlon.
oh, even when them guys get spelled, like I am concerned looking at like how I've been hearing stuff in training camp, like if a guy like Chase Young, he off the field, or Carl Granson off the field, and you putting Cam Jordan in that spot and say you got to get in coverage, like man, these teams gonna like they gonna test that, and that's gonna be free each. Like so, I think you're gonna need one of those young guys like a Rumph and Fadil Diggs to emerge. I'm not saying keep Cam off the field like completely, even though I kind of am, but like I don't want him finding his way in coverage into some on somebody like a JSN or somebody who lining up in the slot. Like that's a nightmare.
And last episode, Marlon had a bold prediction said about a trade deadline, Demario Davis will be gone. Well, you got any bold predictions, B? Any fan favorites that might not be in this black and gold after that trade deadline?
Not really, to be honest with you, bro. I mean, I can see a situation to where a guy like Demario is no longer around, man. Considering what we mentioned about Stutzman being a guy that they really they're really high on. Demario just recently came out and was talking about him and Mickey having this started talking about a contract extension, and for good reason. Demario 137 years old. I wish Mickey would get a boy a new contract. Like that just be asinine. Like why would you do anything that ridiculous? So I think like I don't think Cam is going anywhere because I think everybody has kind of handshake agreement in place to where Cam is gonna finish out his career here. The Mario may not be the same. We've seen Badger already call it a career. So do I think there are any fan favorites that we might see get moved? No, because I don't think the Saints can afford to move them. Like I don't really think the Saints or have the type of team to where you can get rid of of somebody that you may need, which is young talent. Now the older veterans maybe so, like maybe you might see a move happen with Taysom or something like that, man. Once he's kind of declared healthy, but I mean, other than that, I can't see it happening because there's really nothing like. Let's be real on this. Who the hell on the Saints would anybody want? Like you can't say Shaheed or Olave because they're not going nowhere. So when you realistically think about guys who could be moved, which one of those teams out there you really feel like what, man, that team is a Demario Davis away from making it to the Super Bowl? The Saints don't have those kind of players.
I think the only guy, if you're really looking at it, like not including, like you said, not including Olave or Shaheed, because dude, they can't afford to actually lose those dudes. Like the crazy thing is the way the Saints built the team, them dudes, like I think you should consider paying both. And they're gonna have the cap space to do it, and probably the quarterback on the rookie contract to be able to like to do both of the contracts. But like the only player that you can really that's under 30 that you can possibly trade is like a Granderson. That's really about it. It ain't really nothing else other than him because I think they want to build with Chase. I mean, they paid Jawan. I don't think he wouldn't have a lot of trade value anyway, but like, I think Granderson will be really about the only one. I think Demario can possibly get you like a fifth round pick at the deadline, but that's it. But I
Yeah,
think
I'm with you
Granderson,
on that.
the only
My bad,
one,
bro.
he's straight.
Mhm. Yeah, man. The Texans they just traded their receiver, and I'm wondering if the Saints had seen about that. But who he went to? I
Michi.
forgot.
Michi went to the Eagles.
Mother man, them dudes there, bro. The rich get richer. The rich get
Yeah.
richer, bro.
Man, them people had 12 draft picks. They had like they got so many draft picks. Like they just built the right way, man.
Yeah, that's
They got the
exactly what
right
they
people
did.
running that.
It's not just that they had the draft picks, bro. It's the idea that they hit on their draft picks, kind of like the
Yeah.
Saints did with 2017 to 2006.
But
They hit on those draft picks,
but
but the
B
Eagles have been doing it for years.
I'm saying they got 12 draft picks in 2026.
Yeah,
Like
no, I
that's
wasn't saying
like
that.
a
I was
loaded
saying like,
team like that got all those picks and they hitting on these players. Like that
yeah,
dude
yeah,
Jahad,
that's what I was getting at.
how the fuck they get Jahad Campbell, bro? Like Jahad Campbell gonna be like a Zach Bourne on steroids.
Yeah,
They get a guy like Makuba to replace Chauncey. Like it's just the only they got one weak spot on the team, and that's they cornerback too. Like they just run the right way.
yeah, whatever they're doing, man, they're doing it right. And that's what I was, more or less getting at. It's not the idea that them having the picks; it's not that they're hitting on their picks. Like, that's the real difference. The Saints have had picks; they just don't hit on them at, at that rate. I mean, we're talking about now that Trevor Penning, if he doesn't make the squad this year, that's a first round pick that you traded another first round pick for. That's a bust for you. You're looking at a guy like Isaiah Foskey. That's a second round pick. That's a bust for you. If Kendre doesn't make the roster, that's a bust for you. So like you're really out there, man, basically making these picks, and the guys can't even make it to their second contract. So That's a problem when you have it that way, and that's just seems to be what the Saints are doing right now. That they're not hitting on those draft picks. They need to be, and you don't have the ability to make these type of mistakes because the rest of the people in your division are actually improving. The Saints. If I had to guess on the talent wise, I'd say they're probably the least talented team in the division.
Mhm.
There's a reason why they're
What do
picked to
y'all
finish
feel?
fourth.
What do y'all feel about this statement right here? Kobe Johnson says we should look into T-Rex return, and following that, what do y'all think about the Saints completing the trifecta of bringing Odell in? After that'll be Tyron, Jarvis Landry, and Odell.
Let me go first. T-Rex, fuck no. We don't we got to keep all that draft capital. We can't keep investing in 30 plus shows. I love Trey. It's not a good fit. If we was a good team, or if we was say if we was like shit, if we was like where Atlanta was right now, would I consider it? Yes. But we at the bottom. We can't do that. So I'm good on Trey. I wish him luck. I hope he get his money. Odell, nah. We can't keep doing the nostalgic stuff. It's already whooping the team ass right now. And Odell done, man.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go with Rainey, man. Heavens no. You for all the reasons that he said. Not to mention that, but it's the idea of if you ask yourself this question, are the New Orleans Saints a T-Rex away from being a contender? The answer to that question is no. And the reason why you gotta ask yourself that is because the Bengals are likely looking for a high draft pick. Can't say first round, but let's say they're looking for a second round pick or a third rounder. Saints can't afford to give that up because you also got to give Trey a new contract, which they also can't afford to do because they got their own contract issues that they're trying to walk away from, and he's 30 plus, as Rainey mentioned, man. So no, you stay away from that. You stay away from that problem. The Saints are not a pass rusher away from being a good team. They just aren't. So don't invest in that position right now. The Saints weren't a quarterback away from winning, which is why they probably shouldn't have invested the 40th pick in the quarterback, because now you're put in a position where you may have to play him, and you've already paid him his guaranteed money. I don't care if it's only 10 million. You still gave him a fully guaranteed contract.
Uh, B, what you think a fan's perspective and a fan's logic behind that thought? Like, oh man, we need to go ahead on and get Trey Henderson when a lot of people are just saying we're going to be the one of the worst teams in the league. Like, what you think a fan logic and thought process when they say, man, it don't matter. I still want to go get T-Rex because you never know what we could have in Shuck. He might have a year like what's the guy from the Texans name? Um
CJ Stroud.
CJ Stroud. Like it's a lot of fans that think like Q. Like it's a lot of fans that say, I don't care about that. I'm not worried about that. It's not our money. We ain't gotta pay it. I just want to help the team win. Like break it down to me. What you think a fan be thinking about when they have those type of desires for certain players?
Man, you know what, bro? It's like I say this lovingly, man. I love Q's delusion, man. I love the fact that he a delusional diehard fan. I really do. So salute to Q, man, because I crack on him when I see some of his little posts sometimes, but it's always out of love and respect. I don't never mean no harm to him or whatever like that. But he's one of those delusional diehard that you need in the fan base. He don't care win, lose, or draw. He gonna throw in his black and gold flag, his black and gold goggles. He gonna drum and say the Saints gonna go 17 and no win undefeated. And if any good player is available, he want the Saints to go get them no matter what it's gonna cost. But then there's the flip side to that. You keep pushing everything in the middle of the table. Eventually, the middle of the table gets too heavy and it caves in from the middle. And that's the problem. Q doesn't get, sometimes it's the idea he wants the T-Rexes. He wants let's say if Randy Moss was in his prime, like, go get him. I don't care. Just go get him. The
And they,
problem is
they
at
want
some
Michael
point,
Thomas right now.
yeah, the problem is
Mhm.
that at some point you get what you pay for. You gotta pay for those things. Like it's nice to be able to say, man, I want to drive a Bentley. You know what I'm saying? It sounds good. But at some point, the maintenance kicks in. At some point, the note, if because most people can't afford the Bugattis and the Bentleys and all of that stuff like that, man. So at some point, 45 days from the day you get it, that note come around. And then you're like, oh, damn, 25,000 a month. I don't really know if I should have did this. And that's kind of where we at when it comes to some of these players that Q was talking about. It sounds good to go get a T-Rex, bring it on home. It sounds good. and then you got to pay him. And then when he's 35 years old and he's no longer producing like that, you're like, well, damn, why he got that contract? Do something with it. Like, you can't always just want to be like, okay, well, on to the next one. It doesn't work that way. And it's like I said, it sounds good, but that ain't it. So, I love the delusional fan that is Q, man, and guys like him. But the way the game works is you can't pay everybody. So you got to be real studious on that, man. It's like somebody working with a budget trying to pay their bills and they know what they got. Look, you got two choices. You can go on that vacation and go live it up and have fun for a week, or you could pay your light bill. Because when you come back and shit is dark and you can't, find your way to the bathroom, well, now you realize what decision you should have made. So I mean, it sounds good. It sounds good, but in practicality, it don't work that way, and it don't work that way in no area of life.
And look at him. We got another person just like you, Lou Too Smooth. Y'all remember he thought we was going to the Super Bowl after 2-0? Look at him. I don't care. I still got Super Bowl dreams.
You know what? Everybody got Super Bowl dreams, and that's exactly why it'll be on television for your pleasure. Because that's the only way you're gonna see the Saints in there. If you see
I got it. I got
him
him too, Lou. I got him too, Lou. Just in like 2029, hopefully.
So you go ahead on to answer that question, now, Marlon, about like a fan's perspective. Like, no matter what the state of the team is, they don't care about the cap. It's not our money. We just want a good player to come in and come help bring wins or try to get a win. Or even if we lose, at least we got a good player that put up some good stats.
Well, I don't mind. Look, stats is fun with me. Shit, that's why I'm playing for this year. I hope we win like two games. But if my dogs get stats, shit, that's fine with me. As far as like the delusion, I don't know, man. I can't answer. It's for every. I guess it just depends on what type of fan you are. Like, I didn't always used to be like a negative fan. It's just like when I notice, like, all right, bro, it's over. And then like when I see a team do stuff that I know is gonna come back to like haunt them, like investing in Derek Carr, that trade that they made in 2022, like, because that's just not a trade you make with Dennis Allen as your head coach and your quarterback is Jameis Winston. Like, if Drew Brees is our quarterback, would I make that trade? Yes, because that's Drew Brees. But I'm not doing that trade with Dennis Allen and Jameis Winston slash Andy Dalton as my starters. Like, so I guess it's just like when you see, I think you have some fans like a fan like Home Acute, he just one of one. And like with his mindset. But then you got like a fan like me, like I guess I see stuff like from other perspectives, like I see stuff that Mickey Loomis and them did, and Sean Payton got a lot of fault in a lot of our issues too. But like I see stuff that I'm not about to blame him because he's been gone for 3.5 years now. So I can't keep just going at him, but he do got fault in them getting to this point. But like you see Loomis and Jeff Ireland do stuff that like every other GM in the league is GMs in the league that did like they haven't done worse than them dudes. And like you don't hear anything about like a firing or a guy being demoted or losing a job. And it's just that's the shit that's just frustrating overall for me as a fan. But I guess it's just like how you basically your perspective as a fan, like whatever you believe in.
Well, me personally, I'm not worried about nobody coming up in here to help with the vibes. I don't care about bringing Michael Thomas up in here to help with the vibes, Odell Beckham to help with the vibes, T-Rex to, solidify the defensive line. Man, if the team not going nowhere, it's not going to make a difference to me. That's how I look at it. Like, the only way I be caring about that type of stuff is if we're a damn good team and we like a player away. When we got Dez Bryant, I wanted that. When we had got Sanders, I wanted that. Like it just, it just depends on the state of the team. Who's the head coach? Who's the quarterback? How the roster looking? Then I don't care about none of the cap. I don't care about none of that, and I still wouldn't even care about no vibes. I'm going. Well, who got the talent? Who could help us fill in the hole that was missing from last season? That's how I think about it. But I'm gonna go ahead on and let everybody have a chance to go ahead on and ask Marlon and ask B any questions y'all have. Any questions y'all have for Marlon and B, go ahead on and write them down in the chat. We're gonna get to it as soon as possible, and we're gonna just go right in order. So if you got any questions For Marlon, any questions for B? Go ahead on and write it down in the comment section below, and we'll get to it as soon as possible. If you like the stream so far, go ahead on and subscribe. If you're not subscribing, go ahead on and like the stream and help with the algorithm. So yeah, man, y'all go ahead on and put the questions down that y'all have below. I think we do have a question right now. We got another question from Kobe. Said it's a lot of different depth issues with our team, but what position do y'all think has the least amount of depth?
I think corner and wide receiver are the two. Shit. I mean, tight end by default because I don't even think they have one tight end, let alone can put three out there. So I mean, we're looking at most of the positions that you want to say skill position wise. I think corner, wide receiver, tight end, offensive line, defensive line. Like I think defensive line can sustain it, so I ain't gonna put them in there. But O line, yeah, definitely, man. So I think that's the positions you worry about. You worry about if God forbid, Kool-Aid has to go out, man, because his cleat fell off and he got to tie his shoe. Who got to go out there? Like, you worry about that. You worry about, man, what happens if, Shaheed and Olave have to miss, some time or whatever like that, man, for whatever reason. So you don't have the depth in those positions. And tight end, let's be honest, man, Jawan Johnson is the master of being able to, fill in the blanks when ain't nobody there to ask the question. So for me, nah, man, I think those positions are the ones we look at. In offensive line, we already seen the chinks in the armor. So those we don't have depth in a lot of spots, man, and I think that's exactly why the Saints are predicted to win maybe 5 games this year. I think the over under was like 5.5 or something on them.
What about you, Marlon?
I'm probably gonna go tight end because like I don't even think they have a starter because I don't think Jawan Johnson is a starter on any team serious about football. And then I actually think the Saints' best overall tight end is Foster Moreau, but he's a tight end too. He ain't a starter. And then like I don't believe in any of the guys really after him. So I'm gonna go tight end initially, but then like if Olave miss a game, bro, that's like one of the worst wide. That's probably the worst wide receiver room in the league. If Shaheed miss a game, shit, did they drop to like 31st? Cause it's already bad, or it's not complete. But I believe in those two. But like if Brandon Cooks is a starting wide receiver for this team, and that's just not good. So because three wide receivers basically, third wide receiver basically a starter at this point. I look at like B said, I look at corner as another position because it's like, well, who the Saints' fourth corner is right now or fifth corner? Probably like a Rico Payton. Like, I mean, I know he played good in the preseason last year, but like he ain't never do nothing in the game. So if somebody like got hurt, bro, he playing. If somebody above him got hurt, he damn near playing. And like I haven't seen it in the regular season game, so I would say that. Um, I probably say defensive. I'm gonna go edge slash outside linebacker because I like the first two, but I like them as if they was your second pass rusher and we had a star. But like Chris Rumph ain't proved nothing to me. Fadil Diggs looked solid in the preseason, but I mean he was a 7th round pick. I think Cam Jordan just on the team because he a vet and they just let him get year 15 here. Like I don't see him contributing. So defensive tackle, I think they got bodies, but I don't think none of them really that good. But I just think I think it's holes everywhere, but I think some just stick out more than the others.
Well, me personally, I think that has the least amount of depth. I'm gonna have to go. You can't go wrong with either naming tight end or wide receiver. To me, one go down, and I'm gonna say tight end. I'm gonna say tight end just because we got Shaheed Cooks and Olave and Mason Tipton. I think he kind of up and down, but for a full string wide receiver, that's pretty much all you can ask for. So, that's how I see it. We got another question. If y'all got any questions, write y'all questions down below. I'm gonna get these guys up out of here soon. So if y'all got any questions, go ahead on the X in the comment section below. We're gonna get to it as soon as possible. We got Lou Too Smooth says, is trading for a quarterback possible? You could go ahead on and answer that first, B.
Is it possible? Yeah. Is it likely? No. I don't think they're going to, because if they wanted to, they would have brought a veteran in long time ago. And truthfully, man, who is that that you could really trade for? Like, it doesn't make sense for you to trade for a Jameis. You know what I'm saying? Like, and Russ is already kind of established to start out there in New York. So exactly where you going? Where are you looking for a starting caliber quarterback this late into the offseason when you're basically a week away from week one? So is a starter possible? It's possible. Is it likely? Heavens knows.
Hmm. What about you, Marlon?
Nah, they shouldn't. They just need to sink or swim with what they did. When you drafted Shuck, if you wanted a vet quarterback, you should have just roll with Rattler, had Hayner as a three, and go bring in a vet. But when you took Shuck, nah, just do it like this. You already picked them 40, and that's a bunch of controversy in itself because the way the league see you, they see that you're gonna be right back in the top spot next year. So I just think you just ride with those two.
Hmm. Okay. For me, I think you should just go ahead on and sink or swim. Like whoever you start with, you just go ahead on and just you know hope that he could do good. If he do bad after a few weeks, then just go ahead on and put the next man in. That's how I honestly feel. And to me, it don't really matter about putting a rookie quarterback out there week one. But in Shuck's case, given his age, if you kind of like neck and neck, then you might as well go ahead on and start a week one right out the gate. He ain't got the luxury like a Jackson Dart that could just let Russell Wilson go out there for a few weeks. And if Russell Wilson do bad, all right, go ahead on and just put Dart in, put the kid in. So that's my take. We got another question. Kobe Johnson says, "Who is y'all sleeper pick to make the 53?" You go ahead on and answer that first, B.
Man, I don't really know if there's any sleeper picks at this point. I mean, that rookie that they just brought in the offensive line, forgive me, I can't pronounce his name at this point,
What?
man.
Torricelli.
Oh,
Yeah, like wherever they found him from, man, I think there's a sleeper pick. I think he's on it, man. Then there's the other little pass rusher that might sneak onto the roster, man. I want to say it's Gasheen or Jasheen, something like that,
He
man.
didn't play. He ain't play yet. He been hurt.
Yeah, so
He
I
ain't,
mean, if there's a way to sneak him on the roster, it might be one of those, let's IR him for right now, then bring him back later on type thing, like you sneak him on the roster. But I don't really think there's any sleepers per se, man, besides that rookie that they just found, man. So yeah, for me, I think that's it. I'm more or less, I'd probably be surprised by who's kept versus who's cut, but I don't think that's going to be from a sleeper perspective. I think that's going to be like from a like if Foskey made the team, I'd fall on the floor, man. I mean, like I can't see it happening. Like I'd be
mm,
shocked if that happened. If a dude like what's the Marcus Jones, the running back, if he made the roster, I'd be shocked because I really think Velus Jones Jr. has kind of made his spot. Donovan Peoples Jones, haven't heard nothing from him since they
dawg,
signed him.
I haven't even seen him play. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't even know if he was out there today.
mm,
Yeah, he was out there. It's just that what I've
Yeah,
seen him
it's
do
that
more
ghost.
is yeah, it's more
mm.
kick returns and special teams plays than anything for him being a receiver. So at this point, man, like those like that, I'd be more shocked. So I wouldn't really, I'd be more shocked that they made the team, not that they're a sleeper pick. So for me, I don't really think, other than that young rookie that they just got, man, I think he might be the only, I guess sleeper you could say that they would have that makes it.
Man, Derrick Rose will be captured before Isaiah Foskey make this team. That's what I think. You go ahead on and tell your sleeper pick, Marlon.
Let me see. So like the wide receiver court kind of making this round. I know. I feel like I know four. Maybe it's up for a fifth spot. Offensive line. I feel like I know seven, like nine of the guys that's making it. Not saying they good, but damn, I'm trying to think. Sleeper. Maybe that guy Isaiah Stallberg. That's probably the only really like real
Yeah,
sleeper.
I
yeah.
wouldn't
Cause
necessarily know if I would. I think that's the problem. I don't know if I would call him a sleeper at this point, man. He's been balling at. So I don't know if he's a sleeper at this point.
Mm,
I just think like looking into it, you would have probably put like five guys ahead of him, and then like I think that he's played better than Jackson. I think Ford will end up making the team. I don't want to count Ford as a sleeper, but I don't know if he was on this team like a week ago. But I think it's gonna be the top three, then Ford, maybe Stallberg, and or Nephi Sewell. If they maybe they keep six, I don't know. But if they keep five, I think Stallberg got a good chance.
Mhm. All right, I'm gonna go ahead on and let you guys get up out of here. But before I let you go, since we ain't been on in a while, I'm gonna ask B, what do you think? What do you think about the team across the street, man? Like, so far, what you think about all the moves that they making as of late? Like, what are your expectations about the Pelicans coming up season?
They to me they just like the Saints. I don't have no expectations for them. I want to see the same thing from the Saints. I want to see the Pelicans. I don't give a damn what happens this year. Build your foundation. And you need to know who you can count on moving forward from both squads, and that's pretty much where I'm at with it. And normally, I'm not gonna lie to you, Marlon. I'm a dude that never is one of those dudes that say, well, just make a change for the sake of making a change. In this case, whatever Joe Dumars want to do, I don't give a damn if you want to change the team colors, if you want to change the name, if you want to paint the side of the building in pink and polka dot. I don't give a damn what Joe Dumars want to do. Let him do it. Because for the last umpteen years, you've been letting David Griffin and all these other dudes try shit. It hasn't worked. Just let Joe do. I don't care if it doesn't work out. I don't care if it don't work. Just let him go out there and do what he want to do, because at this point you do need change for the sake of change. You need to see if Derek Queen could eventually replace Zion if Zion not going to be that dude. You need to see if DeJounte Murray is going to be able to bounce back and kind of lead the team like he's supposed to. That you can find that Spurs DeJounte Murray. You need to see if you can got that. You need to see if Jeremiah Fears can be your point guard, because at this point you need an engine. You need somebody that's going to, you need to be able to drop an engine in your ride that's going to be able to take you where you got to go. That's going to be able to kind of put you where you want to be. And I don't know if the Pelicans have that. So yeah, let's see what they got. Roll the ball out there, man. See how they ball out. Herb is back from injury. You got Trey that should be back, man. Like let's see what they can do. But as far as expectations, I don't care if they don't make the playoffs. I don't care if they don't make the play in. I'm really not for it. I know they don't have a draft pick next year. I understand all of that. They can always get another draft pick. You could trade Zion and get a draft pick. You could trade Trey Herb or whoever and get a draft pick. Them getting a draft pick is not the problem. The problem is going to be whether or not they know who they can keep moving forward. And that's what you need to find out this year. If you can't keep Jordan Hawkins, if you can't keep Jose, if you can't keep some of these other cats, man, find that out this year. This your year to
Hey, they
do it.
got
And
some little. Oh, you got to be.
I'm about to say one other thing you need to find out is find out if Willie Green even know what the hell he doing. Because that right there is problem number one to me. That's like Dennis Allen, the black Dennis Allen for me. Find out what you got in him. And if you ain't got it, ship him out there early.
Hey, you don't think Willie Green worse than Dennis Allen? Some people say Willie Green worse than Dennis Allen because at least Dennis Allen could coach defense.
You know what? You might be right about that. To me, he
But
the
Willie,
black Dennis Allen.
I give Willie Green some credit. His defense when
We
Herb Jones played,
it looked like we
he
got
did
breaking
rank in the top.
news.
Yeah,
Look
yeah.
like
Colin Sanders got traded.
for what?
I don't know, probably nothing, but that's smart. That's smart. That's that's a smart move.
It, it,
Man, he
it
must,
makes it makes a lot of sense from a standpoint of
I
it
think
do
Christian Boyd made the
duplicate.
team.
Yeah, I do too. I was just talking about him. I think Christian Boy, and not to mention that, but I think Colin Saunders and Nathan Shepard are pretty much the same player. You have duplicates right there. So
let me see.
that being
So,
said, man,
and
I
B,
like it.
what you think about the Pelicans acknowledging the fact that everybody just saying they're cursed in their new
Let me say
in
it
the,
like this, bro. I think it's cool to make fun of yourself at times, and then I think some things you shouldn't play with. I don't play with voodoo and black magic, and I don't play with bad luck like that, man. I wouldn't have brought no black cat around and tried to play the game of, oh look, there's a black cat around, and but we got Herb this year, so that's gonna make it better. I don't play games like that, especially not in the city of New Orleans when I know what type of land we walk on every day. Now I'm good with that. It was funny. I enjoyed it. But I don't really think they should play with that kind of karma and juju like that when you've been a team that's been injury prone your whole life,
mm,
and that every major star you've had has suffered injuries until they got themselves up out of here. I don't really
mm.
think you should play like that. But you know what? Maybe it's an idea of, maybe if we clown ourselves first, bad luck can't clown us too. We'll see. We'll see. I
You
do know
got
they're
it.
already dealing with enough injuries because Derek Queen already got hurt.
You got any take on it, Marlon?
On what? Just
Uh,
doing
them
just
acknowledging the fact that they have been cursed in a
oh the
new.
Pelicans curse, man. But it is what it is. I think the Pelicans curse. They made that trade that's been talked about and ridiculed by everybody. And Derek Queen break his thumb and he out minimum 3 months. Like it's just I feel like only that shit can happen to the Pelicans. But I hope I can end up being wrong, and I just hope that that pick that they gave up does not end up a top 5 pick
Hey,
or a
it's
top
not
3
just
pick.
that pick. It was both of them they gave up. The pick they gave to Indiana and the pick they gave after that,
Yeah,
man. Like that's
even though
crazy.
the Indiana pick, even if the Pelicans kept it, the highest you can go is like 4, or highest you can go is 5th. But like, that is not a trade. I am not trading Indiana's draft pick after when you knew that Tyrese Halliburton was hurt. Like you knew because they made that trade after he initially got hurt. So
No,
I'm
they
not
made it before
trading.
he got hurt.
No,
They
no,
made
they made it. They made it. No, B. They made it. He got hurt like game 5, and they made that trade like the Monday. They traded the pick back to them for like the pick this year. So Indiana had control of their draft like literally after he got hurt. Because he remember he got before he tore it, he got nicked up. I'm talking about that.
okay,
He had
okay, okay.
yeah,
I'm with you.
he strained the calf, and then they made the trade. I wouldn't have made that trade knowing he had a strained calf because I know they was playing in the finals, and you don't wish that on nobody. But a strained calf leads to one thing: an Achilles tear.
Achilles pop. Yep. It happens every
So
time.
you traded that, and you traded your pick when you had just won 21 games for for Derek Queen, and you traded for Derek Queen. You basically traded those 2 picks for the 13 pick. You ain't traded up for no top 5 pick. You traded just two picks for the 13 pick. That's like
Yeah.
that's a lot to give up for. Like you gave up a lot for like that player. Like he has to be really good for them.
I think that's gonna be the catch. I think if Derek Queen plays well and he becomes an all-star, then that pick don't mean shit. I think if Derek Queen kind of fucks around and gains, weight like Zion did and gets lazy and shit like that, then that pick gonna look crazy.
I
The only thing in the NBA is like nothing else, man. It's like the results are always what would determine whether or not it was a good trade. Right now, it looks stupid. Boy, oh boy, man, it could look like Joe Dumars was ahead of the curve if that boy turned into like a premier power forward
Yeah, like if
or a stretch
I know
five.
some people do the Shingun or the Shingun comps. If he can become like a version of Shingun and Houston, then fine. But like he got to become that.
I think that's his floor. I think that's his floor. To me, I think his floor has to be Shingun. I think after you got to go up, like you to justify giving that up, man, where you could possibly be picking that. His bare minimum better be that.
Yeah, because like I know we said, oh, they're not gonna let the Pelicans get a top pick, but shit, they'll let somebody get the top pick with the Pelicans pick. Like, so I do look at it from that angle.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, Pelicans ain't getting no more number one overall picks. They didn't fucked that
Yeah,
one up too many
unless they
times.
do deals with the Lakers, they ain't getting it, but they'll let somebody else get it. They'll let Atlanta get it.
hmm. Well, I tried to figure out what will be traded for Sanders, but I can't really find no details in it. I'm pretty sure Nick gonna let everybody know soon. So hopefully it be something good we got back. That boy just got on the bus with them. That's crazy. I don't think I seen it like that happen in a long time. It'd be some weird stuff.
I hope
But
whatever they traded it for, I'd rather it be a player than a pick at this point. But if you need picks, get the picks
hmm,
because it's
uh,
probably a late pick, like a 6th round pick at best.
hmm,
That shit probably like a 2027 7 round pick, but that's more than enough for me.
Oh yeah, I'll take it.
yeah.
I'll take it. If they want to stack assets. Because don't get me wrong, the Saints gonna be shitty for a couple of years.
Yeah, me personally, I wasn't too fond of him. Like I just think a lot of people were just liking him from them fullback packages. But other than that,
Yeah.
he wasn't really producing to me. Not to me because he was supposed to come in. Him and Shepard was supposed to come in and do what
They was talking
uh
about him like he was David Onyemata. Man, Onyemata was way better than that shit that they brought in.
yeah. But should let you guys get up out of here, man. B give everybody any last thoughts before you sign out. Then Marlon, you could go ahead on and give your any last thoughts before you sign out as well.
This might be the best season I've ever gonna have watching the Saints. I ain't gonna say covering because I don't cover them anymore, but this is gonna be probably one of the best seasons I've ever seen watching the Saints and the Pelicans because it's one of the few times I've went into the season with zero expectations for either team. So it doesn't matter what happens, I still win, and I get to get online and kind of rile everybody up and just watch the chaos. Oh, this is gonna be magical for me. And for those asking why I quit sports talk, believe me when I say I ain't quit. You can see my blueprint all over what's going on around here.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I seen that tweet right before Tyrann Matthew retired, and you had put the thing out about 2 hours
Yeah,
before.
yeah, yeah. So I'm still I'm still tiptoeing in every now and again, man. But covering is something I just don't have ever have plans on really doing.
Hmm. Just the nigga who hear shit from time to time.
That's all, brother. I
And we,
just hit there from time
and
to
we got
time.
Randy. We got Major says, "AB, do you do sports betting?"
I gamble myself, man. I mean, I could never see myself doing like a sports podcast or something where I talk betting, but yeah, I gamble myself all the time. I'm a degenerate gambler, bro. I'll bet on competitive Connect Four if I found it.
I work
Yeah.
for the gamblers, so
And speaking of that, B, go ahead on and let them know where they can find you at on Twitter before you sign out.
Find me on Twitter as always, man. I've been behaving myself, so I've been keeping this account up pretty good, man. It's Battle Rap Bets, BATTLERAPBETS, Battle Rap Bets, or you could just type in M.O.N.E.Y. You're gonna find me.
All right, I put it down in the comment section. All right, B, thanks for coming on the show, man.
That's what's up, fellas. Y'all be easy,
all
man.
right,
I'm about
B.
to get everybody put down, man, so we can get ready for school and all of that tomorrow. Y'all be easy, fellas.
All
All
right,
right,
for
B. Take
sure.
care.
All right, salute.
All right, Marlon, go ahead on and give your last thoughts, and go ahead on and get the people your Twitter where they can find you at, and I'm gonna put it down in the comment section below.
All right. Y'all can follow me on Twitter at ITSRAINEYDOE. It's rainy though. And I'm just giving a lot of sports takes, a lot of thoughts about the Saints, stuff like that. You know, just want all the fans, like I've been saying, just be patient, give Kellen some time. Hopefully Mickey and Jeff, if they gonna still remain, get their head out their ass and can get this ship right the right way, and we can become a serious team again. And I just hope that we can get back to that point, but we just got to be patient.
Hmm. All right, for sure, fam. Thanks for coming on the show, man. Probably try to get you on again after the third final preseason game before we
Yeah.
get the
Or we
season
can wait to
started.
the to the cuts,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
after
yeah,
the game.
yeah. All
But
right, for
yeah, I
sure.
got you though. I'm gonna be on.
All
Just hit
right,
me up. All right, you take care, bro.
all right. Thanks.
All right.
Yeah, man. We're gonna wrap up another show, y'all. Shouts out to Brian for coming on the show. Shouts out to Marlon for coming on the show. Everybody in the chat that was engaging. Shout out to Dana. Let the breaking news be known to us in the live while we doing it. So yeah, man. If y'all enjoyed the show, go ahead on and subscribe, man. If y'all like the show, go ahead on and like the stream, man. It'll help out with the algorithm, put me in some of y'all recommended for y'all video viewings in your YouTube channel. So yeah, man, come on and support the channel, man. I'm trying to grow. Hopefully we can hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season, and we're gonna just keep it coming, man. We're gonna just keep it coming. I'm gonna try to be a little bit more consistent. I do this for fun, man. Like I do this just to vent. I do this to give some people a voice. I bring in people and come get their rocks off when they want to. No, that sounded crazy. Come, just get their thoughts off their chest for when the Saints, win a game, when the Saints lose a game. I know a lot of people they like to go on a rant, so I like to be the vessel to the Who That Nation when people just don't have no big platform to let their thoughts be heard. So I do this for fun, man. I don't really care about being real big into this. I don't really care about the money. I just do this for fun as a fan, man. I just like to come and talk about the Saints. So if I do grow and get big and start making money and all that, that's cool. But for the most part, I do this stuff just for the sake of me liking to do it. I like to talk football, man, and I like to engage with y'all. Dana says, great show as always. Appreciate it, Dana. Shouts out to Dana. Y'all go subscribe to her channel. She be supporting all the Saints podcasts. I be seeing her everywhere. So yeah, man. But if y'all not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. If y'all like the the show, go ahead on and hit it with the like button, man. I'm gonna get up out of here, and we're gonna get right back to it after the third preseason game, man. We're gonna talk about the cuts, and we definitely got to see what's up with this College Saunders trade, man. The details ain't come out yet. I'm pretty sure Nick Underhill gonna be on top of it. Ross Jackson, all the fan favorite Saints coverage people. Hopefully we got something good for Sanders. I'm gonna go ahead on and take a wild guess and see. They gave us like a 5th round pick for him. That's what I'm gonna think. I'm gonna say it's a 5th round, maybe a 4th. Now, if we got a player, hopefully it's a tight end. Hopefully it's a wide receiver. Maybe a offensive lineman like a guard. So we're gonna see, man. But I'll catch y'all next time, man. Into the next stream, man. Who that? I'm out.